Hi, and welcome to the Shigeaki Podcast, where science and longevity meet to help you feel stronger and live longer, one wise choice at a time. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, a practicing physician in functional medicine for over 30 years. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever taken off your shoes at night and noticed deep marks around your ankles, or felt like your legs were unusually heavy, tight, or puffy after sitting all day? If so, you're not alone. After 60, this kind of swelling, what we call edema, is incredibly common. But here's the thing, most people assume it means something is wrong with their heart, kidneys, or liver. And sometimes that's true, but very often it's not the organ that's failing, it's the nutrition. Let me tell you about one of my patients. His name's John. He's 70, retired from teaching plays chess every week, walks in the park most mornings. Healthy guy, but for the past year his legs have been swelling by late afternoon. His shoes felt tight. His socks left marks. His doctor prescribed diuretics, the so-called water pills. But nothing changed. He told me, Dr. Hyman, I drink water, I cut back on salt, I even elevate my legs. But it still keeps coming back. That's when I knew this wasn't just about fluid, this was about cellular imbalance. And to dig deeper into that, I want to bring in someone who has spent a lifetime observing these patterns, someone whose voice brings both wisdom and clarity to complex health questions. Let me introduce my co-host, the legendary Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you, Dr. Hyman. It's always a joy to join you. And what you just shared about John, I've seen that again and again. In Japan, we saw the same thing. Swelling wasn't always heart failure. Sometimes it was nutrition failure. Many older adults came to our clinics with swollen ankles, puffy legs, or pressure in their calves. The default was to think blood flow or poor veins. But when we looked deeper at what they ate, how they moved, how they rested, the answer became clear. Too many were living on white rice, processed noodles, and tea with sugar. They were eating almost no leafy greens, no magnesium, very little potassium. And almost none of them were getting vitamin B1, a nutrient vital to how your body moves fluid and energy. So we changed their meals. We added steamed vegetable seeds, small servings of whole grains. We cut the sugar, and you know what happened. Their swelling went down slowly, steadily, without medication.
That's such a powerful shift. And here in the US, we're just starting to connect the dots. The truth is, edema after 60 is not just about gravity or aging. It's often about missing nutrients and silent imbalances. And when the body doesn't have the right tools, like vitamin B1, potassium, and magnesium, it struggles to move fluid properly. That's when swelling begins.
In today's episode, we're going to unpack this mystery. You'll learn what really causes edema after 60, how your blood sugar, your sodium-potassium pump, and a process called glycation all work together to trap fluid, and most importantly, how to correct it using simple, accessible nutrients and smarter food choices. Because you don't always need a pill. Sometimes you just need to feed your body what it's missing.
So, if your legs feel heavy, if your ankles leave marks, or you're tired of swelling, that won't go away. Stay with us. And before we dive in, don't forget subscribe, and share this episode with someone you love. It might just help them stand taller, feel lighter, and walk through life with more ease.
So let's talk about why edema, this swelling in the legs and ankles, becomes more common and more stubborn after 60. And I want to be clear here, it's not just about heart failure or kidney issues. In fact, many seniors with swelling have perfectly normal labs. The real issue often lies at the cellular level, specifically in something called the sodium-potassium pump.
Yes, every single cell in your body uses this pump to keep the right balance of fluids inside and outside the cell. When the pump is working, sodium gets pushed out. Potassium comes in and water follows the right path. But after 60, if you're low in key nutrients like vitamin B1, potassium, or magnesium, that pump slows down. And when that happens, sodium builds up inside the cells, and water leaks into the spaces between them, what we call the interstitial fluid. That's what causes that heavy swollen feeling in your legs.
There's another layer, blood sugar. Many older adults have higher glucose levels, even if they haven't been diagnosed with diabetes. Over time, high blood sugar damages proteins through a process called glycation, making your red blood cells stiff and sticky, which means your blood can't deliver oxygen and nutrients efficiently. So tissues in the lower legs suffer. Fluid builds up, healing slows down, and that's how swelling becomes chronic.
And don't forget, high sugar makes your body retain sodium. More sodium equals more water retention. It's a vicious cycle. Left unchecked, this can lead to neuropathy, tingling, and numbness in the feet and hands. It's not just cosmetic, it's a warning.
Exactly. But the good news is the same nutrients that power the sodium-potassium pump also help stabilize blood sugar and reduce inflammation. And in the next part, we'll show you exactly which nutrients to restore and how they can help your legs feel lighter again.
Let's start with one of the most important and most overlooked nutrients when it comes to swelling: potassium. Now, most people think of potassium as the banana mineral, but it's actually critical for fluid balance. It works hand in hand with sodium to regulate something called osmotic pressure. That's the force that keeps water inside your blood vessels instead of leaking into your tissues.
That's right. And more importantly, potassium is the key driver of the sodium-potassium pump we mentioned earlier. Without enough potassium, that pump slows down. Sodium builds up in the cells, and water follows, leading to edema, especially in the lower legs.
The recommended intake for potassium is around 4,700 milligrams per day. But guess what? The average American over 60 is getting less than half of that, often just 2,000 milligrams or less. And it's not because they're eating too much salt. It's because they're not eating enough potassium-rich foods. Most older adults eat fewer vegetables, fewer fruits, and rely more on packaged foods which have sodium but almost no potassium.
Some of the best potassium sources are very simple: avocados, leafy greens like spinach chard, and arugula berries, especially blackberries and blueberries, fresh salads with cucumbers, tomatoes, and even a little olive oil. And the beauty is these foods don't just bring potassium, they also help reduce inflammation, support circulation, and provide fiber to stabilize blood sugar.
Let me tell you about a patient named Lisa. She's 68, a retired librarian. She came to me with mild swelling in her ankles and feet that got worse after flying or sitting for long periods. She wasn't on any major medications and her labs looked normal. So instead of pills, we tried something simple. 1 banana in the morning, a large salad with leafy greens, avocado, and olive oil at lunch. And in the afternoon, a glass of electrolyte water with potassium, magnesium, and no added sugar. Within 10 days, her swelling had dropped by 70%. Her shoes fit better, she had more energy, and her blood pressure even came down a few points.
That's what potassium does when given correctly. It doesn't just move water, it restores cellular balance. And it's especially effective when combined with magnesium, which we'll talk about next. So if you're listening and you're over 60 and you're not eating greens, berries, avocados, or clean electrolyte blends, your body might be missing the very mineral it needs to feel light again.
Now, let's talk about a nutrient that's just as important as potassium, but often even more neglected, and that's magnesium. Magnesium is one of the body's most versatile minerals. It acts as a cofactor for over 300 enzymes, meaning it helps the body perform basic functions, like relaxing muscles, expanding blood vessels, calming the nervous system, and moving electrolytes in and out of cells.
That's right. And magnesium is absolutely essential for the proper function of the sodium-potassium pump. Without magnesium, the pump can't even turn on. So even if you have enough potassium, your body may still struggle to move fluid out of the tissues, especially from the legs and feet.
The recommended daily intake is about 420 milligrams for men and a little less for women. But just like with potassium, most Americans over 60 are getting far too little, often just 200 to 250 milligrams a day.
One reason for that is soil depletion. Many crops today have less magnesium than they did 50 years ago. But the bigger reason is that older adults tend to eat fewer of the right foods, and many take medications like diuretics or antacids, which can deplete magnesium even further.
So, let's talk about where to get it. Some of the best food sources of magnesium include pumpkin seeds, Just a handful provides nearly 150 Marigold sunflower seeds, spinach cooked, not raw black beans, avocados, and even dark chocolate in moderation. And when seniors begin to add these foods consistently, the effects are often immediate.
In fact, one of the most common early signs of magnesium deficiency is leg cramps or nighttime muscle spasms. I had a patient, Marianne, 72, who would wake up every night with painful cramps in her calves. She thought it was poor circulation or aging. We added a simple routine, pumpkin seeds, in her afternoon snack, cooked spinach at dinner, and 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate in the evening before bed. It took just 1 week. Her cramps disappeared, and surprisingly, her swelling reduced too. She felt lighter, slept better, and her circulation improved.
That's the power of magnesium. It doesn't just help the muscles, it calms the blood vessels, improves blood flow, and gently releases trapped water from the legs. And when combined with potassium, it becomes a powerful natural diuretic without the side effects of water pills. So, if you're over 60, dealing with cramps, poor circulation, or swelling, magnesium might be exactly what your body is asking for. Now, let's move on to a nutrient that most people don't associate with swelling, but they absolutely should. And that's vitamin B1, also known as thiamine.
Yes, this vitamin plays a critical role in how the body uses glucose for energy. Without enough B1, your cells can't turn sugar into fuel, especially your heart muscles and nervous system.
Exactly, and here's the connection to edema. When B1 levels are low, the sodium-potassium pump starts to malfunction. The body can't properly move sodium out of the cells, which means fluid starts to accumulate in the wrong places, particularly in the lower legs.
That's when people start to feel puffy, heavy, or sluggish, and they may not realize it's linked to a simple nutrient deficiency. Now, here's the problem: thiamine deficiency is shockingly common in older adults. Why? Because many people over 60 eat diets high in refined carbohydrates, white bread, pasta, sugary snacks. These foods use up your B1 during digestion, but give you none back. And there's more. Alcohol reduces B1 absorption, and common medications, especially diuretics, flush it out through the urine.
So, if you're over 60, eating processed carbs, drinking alcohol, or taking water pills, your B1 levels may be dangerously low, even if your doctor hasn't tested for it. And the symptoms can be subtle at first: mild swelling, fatigue or weakness, tingling or numbness in the feet. These are often dismissed as just getting older, but they may be signs of a correctable deficiency.
Let me share a case. Linda, 74, came in with swollen feet and ankles. She was on a diuretic, had no appetite for breakfast, and lived mostly on toast and tea. She thought her fatigue was just age, but her swelling kept getting worse. We tested her B1, it was borderline low. So we started a low-dose thiamine supplement, 100 milligrams per day, plus a few food changes, more legumes and eggs, less white bread, and a high-quality benfotiamine capsule, a fat-soluble form of B1 that's easier to absorb after 60. Within 3 weeks, her swelling had reduced by half. Her energy was back. She told me, for the first time in months, my shoes feel loose again.
That's the power of restoring B1. It restarts the cellular engine, helps the heart pump efficiently, and restores fluid balance. So if you're feeling tired, swollen, and numb, think beyond circulation. Think about thiamine. It might just be the missing spark your body's been waiting for.
Now I will introduce to you foods that contain the above vitamins. Let's finish our list with something sweet, simple, and surprisingly powerful: strawberries. These bright red berries aren't just tasty, they're packed with potassium, vitamin C, and antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and protect your blood vessels.
That's right. The potassium helps balance out sodium, gently encouraging your body to release excess fluid. And the antioxidants support capillary strength, which is essential for keeping the legs and ankles from swelling.
So how should we eat them? Fresh as a mid-morning or afternoon snack, tossed into your morning oatmeal with a few almonds or chia seeds, or blended into a smoothie with unsweetened almond milk or low-fat yogurt.
And always choose unsweetened versions. The natural flavor is enough, and it's better for blood sugar. If you're over 60 and looking for a gentle, nourishing way to help your legs feel lighter, a handful of strawberries each day is a delicious place to start.
Now let's talk about one of the most nourishing and versatile foods you can add to your plate: avocado. Rich in potassium even more than a banana, and full of heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, avocados support your body on multiple levels, from fluid balance to cardiovascular health.
That's true. For people over 60, avocados are especially helpful because their potassium helps gently counteract excess sodium, which is one of the leading causes of water retention. At the same time, their natural fats protect the blood vessels, lower inflammation, and help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K.
And they're so easy to use. You can simply slice half an avocado into a salad alongside leafy greens, tomatoes, and olive oil, or mash it into a quick guacamole with lemon juice and a pinch of sea salt, and use it as a dip for fresh-cut vegetables like carrots, celery, or cucumber.
It's creamy, satisfying, and unlike processed foods, it gives your body the minerals and fiber it actually needs to function well without spiking your blood sugar or stressing your digestion. If you're dealing with swelling fatigue or simply want a smoother path to aging well, adding avocado a few times a week could make a real difference.
Coming in at number 5, we've got a small but mighty snack: sunflower seeds. These little seeds are packed with two of the most important nutrients for fighting edema: magnesium and vitamin B1, also known as thiamine.
That combination is powerful, especially for older adults. Magnesium helps the muscles relax and improves blood flow, while thiamine supports energy production and restores the function of the sodium-potassium pump, which, as we've mentioned, is key to moving excess fluid out of the legs.
Many seniors feel fatigued and swollen without knowing that they're simply low in these two nutrients, and sunflower seeds deliver both in one easy bite. You can eat them on their own as a crunchy snack, mix them into a trail mix with almonds and dried fruit, or sprinkle ground sunflower seeds over a salad for an extra layer of flavor and health. And the best part, they're affordable, portable, and require no prep. A handful a day can gently help your body feel lighter, clearer, and more energized.
Next on our list is a leafy green that deserves a regular spot on every plate after 60, spinach. It's not just a good source of potassium and magnesium, but also contains a modest yet meaningful amount of vitamin B1, making it one of the few vegetables that supports all three key nutrients we've been talking about.
Exactly. And spinach doesn't just nourish it, helps the body release excess fluid naturally thanks to its gentle diuretic effect. It's also rich in fiber, which helps control blood sugar spikes and supports overall digestive health, two factors that strongly influence fluid retention.
There are many easy ways to enjoy it. You can toss it raw in a salad with olive oil and lemon juice, stir it gently into soups, or lightly saute it with garlic as a side dish. I often recommend getting 1 to 2 cups per day, either fresh or lightly cooked. Spinach is soft, easy to chew, and delivers lasting benefits with very little effort. It's a quiet ally in keeping swelling under control.
Let's talk about one of the most dependable staples for older adults: oats. They're not only rich in vitamin B1, which helps activate the sodium-potassium pump, but also packed with soluble fiber, especially beta-glucan, which supports heart and metabolic health. The B1 in oats plays a direct role in energy production and fluid balance, while the fiber helps lower cholesterol and stabilize blood sugar, both critical when managing swelling and circulation after 60.
I often recommend oats as a go-to breakfast. You can cook up a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with berries and nuts, or try overnight oats using unsweetened soy milk for extra protein and minerals. Let it sit in the fridge overnight, and by morning, you have a nourishing, ready-to-eat meal. It's affordable, filling, and easy to digest, which makes it a perfect everyday food for seniors looking to reduce swelling while fueling their day the right way.
If you've been eating white rice for decades, here's a gentle upgrade that can make a big difference: brown rice. Unlike white rice, brown rice still contains its outer bran layer, which is rich in thiamine, vitamin B1, and fiber.
That's a crucial distinction. White rice has been stripped of B1, which is why diets heavy in refined rice were once linked to beriberi, a condition marked by swelling, fatigue, and heart problems. Brown rice keeps the B1 intact, and that helps support heart function and prevent fluid buildup, especially in the lower body. You don't need to give up white rice completely. Just try replacing it with brown rice 2 to 3 times per week. Pair it with steamed vegetables, lean protein, and a drizzle of olive oil, and you've got a complete anti-inflammatory meal.
It's a simple switch, but over time it can help your body manage energy better, protect your circulation, and gently ease swelling from the inside out.
Topping our list is a humble but powerful food, lean pork. What many people don't realize is that pork is actually the richest natural source of vitamin B1 thiamine among all animal proteins. That's right. Just a small portion of lean pork can restore thiamine levels quickly, especially in older adults who are dealing with fatigue, swelling, or signs of deficiency. And let's not forget, pork also provides high-quality protein, which helps preserve muscle mass and prevent sarcopenia, the age-related loss of strength.
The best way to enjoy it is simple: 85 to 100 grams of lean pork boiled lightly pan-seared or oven-roasted paired with vegetables and whole grains. Avoid deep frying or heavily processed pork cuts, which can add unhealthy fats and sodium. When prepared properly, lean pork isn't just a source of strength, it's a therapeutic food for the aging body, helping reduce swelling and support cellular repair from the inside out.
Now, while food should always be the foundation, there are times when supplementation can be helpful, especially if you're over 60 and dealing with long-term nutrient gaps. But it's important to do it safely with awareness and guidance. Let's start with potassium. It's incredibly important for fluid balance and heart health, but it's also hard to get enough just from food, especially if your diet is low in fruits and vegetables. In that case, a sugar-free electrolyte powder with added potassium can be a good option. It's easy to mix into water and can support hydration as well. But for those with kidney issues, potassium supplements can be risky, so it's very important to check with your doctor first.
Next is magnesium. Not all forms are created equal. I recommend magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, which are both well absorbed and gentle on the stomach. Try to avoid magnesium oxide. It's common but poorly absorbed and often just acts as a laxative. And for vitamin B1, there are 2 main forms. Thiamine hydrochloride is the standard version, but if you want better absorption and longer-lasting effects, benfotiamine is more stable and better tolerated, especially for older adults.
Now, here's the key reminder: do not supplement with high doses unless you've spoken with a healthcare provider. More is not always better, especially when it comes to minerals and fat-soluble nutrients. And supplements should always be seen as support, not a replacement. The real healing happens through food, leafy greens, seeds, whole grains, and by reducing sugar, which silently drains your nutrients every day.
If you're over 60, I also recommend monitoring your blood sugar and kidney function before starting any long-term supplement routine. It's a small step that helps ensure big results without unwanted side effects. Support your body gently. It doesn't need extreme measures, just the right support at the right time.
Before we close, I want to leave you with one important truth. Edema is not always about water pills. Sometimes it's your body trying to say, "I'm tired, I'm imbalanced, I need energy, I need nutrients." What looks like swelling on the outside can be a sign that your cells are struggling on the inside, that they're missing the minerals and vitamins that keep circulation, moving tissues energized and fluid in the right place.
Yes, and the good news is you don't have to fight your body. You can work with it, nourish it, and gently guide it back to balance. With just 3 nutrients, potassium, magnesium, and especially vitamin B1, you can support your heart, your muscles, and your nervous system. You can revive circulation and slowly feel your legs grow lighter, your steps more stable, your rest deeper.
It doesn't require a drastic overhaul. Just start with 1 or 2 changes. Maybe add leafy greens to lunch. Swap white rice for brown rice twice a week. Sprinkle a handful of seeds into your breakfast. And most importantly, reduce sugar where you can. every gram matters.
Small changes done daily are not small at all. Over time, they reshape how you feel, how you move, and how you age. We hope this episode gave you not just information, but motivation, because your health is still in your hands no matter your age. And if this helped you or someone you care about, please like this episode, subscribe to the Shigeaki Podcast, and share it with a friend. Your legs may feel heavy today, but healing starts the moment you take that first step.